Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Mooney employees are back on furlough. NASA astronaut Christina Koch set space endurance record. And 2020 Airborne Special Programming Initiative expands. I'm Sophie Herlock. After about a month back on the job, Mooney employees were furloughed once again on Monday. Employees were originally called back to work before Christmas and promised 2 weeks of holiday pay. The company now says it's not able to follow through on that promise. Human Resources Specialist Devan Burns said there's been a lot of promises and she's just trying to help keep Mooney alive. The company is continuing to look for investors, but after 11 ownership changes and 3 bankruptcies since moving to Kerrville, Texas in the 1950s, Burns said she's not sure what the future holds for the company. Walt Koenig, president and CEO of the Kerrville Area Chamber of Commerce, said the chamber is concerned about developments at Mooney, and we continue to do all we can do to support the company and their continued operations. We'll be right back with Around the Patch.
Today is a new dawn.
With a new name.
Un nuevo logotipo.
A new facto.
Und einem globalen Kundenfokus.
We are Continental Aerospace Technologies, and we stand behind you.
Welcome back. It's time for today's trip around the patch. Tailwind Technologies acquired Aerospace Welding Minneapolis and Aerospace Manufacturing, both headed by President Tom Hyde, who will continue in that capacity for Tailwind. Tailwind Technologies is the parent company of Hartzell Propeller and Hartzell Engine Technologies. AWI specializes in the manufacture, repair, and overhaul of piston aircraft exhaust and engine mounts, primarily as an aftermarket-focused business. A home-built TM-1 Thunder Mustang went down Saturday in Los Angeles, resulting in the death of the pilot. At approximately 10:12 a.m. local time, Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station personnel responded to an aircraft accident call in the area of the 14 Freeway and Newhall Avenue. Along with the arrival of Los Angeles County Fire Department personnel, deputies located the small aircraft engulfed in flames. Over 1,000 pilots are now enrolled in the National Air Transport Association's Loss of License Insurance Program. This exclusive insurance program is intended for Part 135, Part 125, Part 91K, and Part 91 operators. The key component of this program offers income replacement for pilots who lose their FAA medicals. In mid-December, U.S. Advanced Aerobatic Team Captain Jeff Petroselli contacted Mike Hewer to let him know of the team pilot's nomination for him to serve as the team's manager. Although he had the team manager position on his bucket list of things to do in aerobatics, he was pleased and surprised to get the call. We'll be right back with the rest of the news.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Back on December 28th, NASA astronaut Christina Koch set a record for the longest continuous single space flight by a woman. By the time she arrives back on Earth in February, she will have spent 328 days in space, passing the record of former Station Commander Peggy Whitson, who spent 288 days in space. Koch arrived at the station on March 14th of last year for a planned 6-month stay. In April, she was notified her mission was being extended to further the study of long-term space flight on human astronauts. Whitson took to Twitter to congratulate Koch on her achievement. "Records are made to be broken. It is a sign of progress," she stated. Earlier in the mission, Koch also made history through her participation in the first all-female spacewalk. Airborne's Aero-Verse approach will soon commit itself to 5 new special interest weeklies in 2020. The first special interest news program will dedicate itself to the growing as well as turbulent world of flight training. Airborne-Flight Training will webcast bi-monthly for a month or two while the program gets all aspects of the system working properly, and will then adopt a weekly schedule thereafter. AFT will be partnering with leaders in the flight training field and has announced a number of early endorsements with the Society of Aviation and Flight Educators, the Master Instructors LLC program, and the Flight School Association of North America. Over a dozen other support relationships are either completed or under negotiation. David St. George, SAFE Executive Director, stated, "Congratulations to Jim Campbell and the Airborne Unlimited team on their ambitious launch of their new 2020 Airborne Flight Training program. This is an exciting time in aviation education, and our flight training industry needs this dedicated national focus. SAFE supports this ambitious vision." And that wraps up our show for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe and to check us out on Twitter and on Facebook. For more aviation aerospace news any time of the day, head over to aero-news.net. I'll see you tomorrow.